Simit is a circular, sesame-crusted bread with a crisp, golden exterior and a soft, slightly chewy interior. It is one of Turkey's most iconic street breads, often compared to a bagel, but lighter, thinner, and coated generously in toasted sesame seeds that give it a deep nutty aroma. Simit is a traditional bread from Istanbul, deeply rooted in everyday life and street culture. It is commonly sold by street vendors, bakeries, and small carts across the city, especially during the early morning rush when people are heading to work or school. The origins of simit trace back to the Ottoman Empire, where it became a widely accessible food for all social classes. It was inexpensive to produce, easy to carry, and filling enough to sustain workers throughout the day. Over time, it evolved from a simple street food into a cultural symbol of urban life in Turkey. The preparation of simit follows a distinct process that gives it its signature texture and flavor. The dough is shaped into rings, then dipped in a mixture of water and grape molasses before being coated in sesame seeds. This step is essential, as the molasses helps the seeds adhere while also contributing to the bread's rich color and slightly sweet, caramelized crust once baked. Simit is not just food in Turkey, it is part of a daily rhythm. It is eaten on the go, shared during breakfast, or paired with tea in quiet moments by the street or the sea. Its presence is constant in the cityscape, from busy intersections to ferry docks crossing the Bosphorus. What makes simit endure through generations is not complexity, but consistency. It remains simple in ingredients yet rich in meaning. Today, simit continues to be one of the most recognizable foods in Turkey, representing both history and modern street culture in a single, simple ring of bread. Bazlama is a soft and fluffy Turkish flatbread, thick enough to feel almost like a pillow when freshly cooked. Its surface is marked with golden brown spots from the hot pan, while the inside stays warm, tender, and slightly chewy. In many parts of Turkey, this simple bread is more than just food, it is part of daily life. Early in the morning, before village streets become crowded and before the sound of markets fills the air, the smell of fresh bazlama often drifts from family kitchens. The bread is traditionally cooked on a flat griddle called a sak, where the dough slowly rises and forms its signature brown surface. If you ever visit the Turkish countryside, bazlama is one of the breads you are most likely to encounter at the breakfast table. Lavash. Thin, soft, and lightly blistered from the heat of the oven, lavash is one of the most commonly eaten breads you'll find across Turkey. It may look simple at first, but this flatbread is deeply woven into everyday Turkish meals. Fresh lavash is flexible and slightly chewy, making it perfect for wrapping kebabs, grilled meat, vegetables, and cheese. In many local eateries, it arrives warm at the table moments after leaving the oven, carrying that comforting smoky aroma that instantly feels homemade. Travelers exploring Turkey will notice lavash almost everywhere, from busy street kebab stalls to traditional village kitchens. Gözleme is a traditional Turkish flatbread filled with savory ingredients, then cooked on a large curved griddle called a sak. Thin, soft, and lightly crispy on the outside, it's one of those foods that instantly feels homemade. You'll often see Turkish women rolling the dough by hand in small village stalls, folding it with fillings like cheese, spinach, potatoes, or minced meat before cooking it fresh right in front of you. For travelers in Turkey, gözleme is more than just a quick meal, it's part of the local experience. The smell of butter hitting the hot griddle, and the warmth of a freshly folded slice make it unforgettable after a long walk through bazaars, coastal towns, or mountain villages. Unlike heavy fast food, gözleme feels simple, comforting, and deeply connected to Turkish home cooking traditions. Many locals enjoy it with Turkish tea, especially during breakfast or afternoon breaks. If you ever visit Turkey, sitting down at a small roadside cafe and eating freshly made gözleme is one of the easiest ways to experience authentic Turkish hospitality through food. Pide is a long, oval-shaped flatbread from Turkey, baked with toppings like melted cheese, seasoned meat, vegetables, or spicy sausage. At first glance, many travelers compare it to pizza, but the moment it arrives fresh from a stone oven, pide feels deeply tied to Turkish street food culture. If you ever wander through the busy streets of Istanbul near dinner time, the smell of freshly baked pide is almost impossible to ignore. Bakeries display rows of golden breads with crisp edges and soft centers, brushed with butter as steam rises into the cool evening air. Some shops prepare the dough right in front of customers, stretching it by hand before sliding it into blazing hot ovens. Different regions across Turkey serve their own style of pide. Some are loaded with rich minced lamb, while others keep it simple with bubbling cheese and herbs. So if you ever find yourself visiting this beautiful country, don't miss the chance to try these 5 beloved Turkish breads.